well. I am astonished and surprised every time I walk into those classrooms to see what high levels of learning is happening there. Like I just mentioned, we need to make sure that we are doing the right thing for children, and so we began using the STAMP test at the beginning of 3rd grade to set some benchmarks, and we now systematically test our children at the end of each grade level. We will do so this year at the end of 5th grade as well. We have end-of-year targets. The state of Utah, believe it or not, has a wonderful history with dual language immersion, and we follow their programs pretty closely because there is such a large research base to help guide our programs. We have utilized their end-of-year targets, and like I just shared with you, we're really happy that we are meeting those goals that we had promised parents we would. There's a language missing, isn't there, on the slide that we need to add at some point. But currently, these are the 5 languages that we do teach instructionally in my school district. American Sign Language, which is absolutely fascinating. I had a great experience last year. Tammy Waller's going to speak to you in a little while about the Seal of Biliteracy, which is something incredible that children can earn on their diplomas upon graduation. We had the opportunity to allow some of our American Sign Language students to show their proficiency, to prove what they know, right? We say show what you know all the time in education. And last spring, I was able to sit in and proctor an American Sign Language assessment for several children, students, teenagers, who wanted to prove their proficiency in ASL. I was the only one in the room that didn't understand, the only one. And it was fascinating. I had an expert panel of teachers who were doing the judging. I had a nervous senior in high school who was doing the signing, but the room was silent. And every once in a while, the student would sign something funny, humorous, and everyone in the room would laugh. Talk about not knowing what was being said. It was fascinating. I'm proud to say many of those students were some of the first in our state to receive that seal of biliteracy in American Sign Language. We also teach French. There's a large French community in Arizona. German, difficult language. Mandarin Chinese, and then of course Spanish. In almost all of these courses, we have students in levels up through AP5, Advanced Proficiency 5. Those are the heroes, right? Children who have chosen to pursue high levels of learning in another language. So a quick story for you about one of those students. I walked into a classroom about 3 weeks ago. This was an advanced German course, and I was there just to share with students what they can do with language in our district. And a young girl, Rosalie, walked into class that day to hear me speak. And Rosalie is a native Spanish speaker. That was her first language. She did the hard work of learning English as a second language, becoming academically proficient in English. And now she is a senior in high school taking high language level in German, so third language. And I would say literate in each of those languages. So as I was talking to her about the possibility of earning the seal of biliteracy, one of the qualifiers is taking an advanced placement exam in the spring and achieving a particular level or higher on that exam. So I asked students to raise their hand if they'd taken that exam. Rosalie raised her hand. I asked her if she would share what she had received, what score she had received, and she had received a score high enough to receive that seal of biliteracy. So that day, she walked into class not having any idea that all of her hard work would have paid off, and did pay off. She has now the seal of biliteracy on her diploma when she walks in May. She doesn't have to do a thing extra. all of her hard work, all of these years, has paid off. And she was so excited that she got to go home and tell her family that day that she was one of really just a few people, a few seniors in this state that will have that special seal on her diploma. I would love to share this with you because you are here because you're interested in language, and I appreciate that so much. We are in Chandler hosting the Arizona Language Association Fall Conference at one of our high schools on September the 21st. This is Saturday at Perry High School. If you are interested, I'm sure you would be more than welcome to attend. There is a fee to attend. It is a place for all of those interested in language in education. And we would invite you to visit that website at the bottom if you were interested, and maybe I can forward that to you as well, and you can share that with your community. I think it's important that we have discussions about language, why it matters, and why it must move forward. I'm very proud to say that in Chandler, in the Chandler Unified School District, first of all, we're large. If you're a parent who has a child in our district, you know we're large. We have over 46,000 students who attend school in our district. That's a lot to manage, and that's a lot to take care of, and we consider that a responsibility. But of those 46,000, over 10,000 of those students are taking a language course at one level or another. Maybe it's first year Spanish, or maybe it's AP 5 Mandarin Chinese. 10,000 students. That tells me that there is interest in language. Finally, this is the beautiful seal, and I know Tammy has some more slides for you, but I want to show you our journey in Chandler. So it was 3 years ago that the state of Arizona said, we value language proficiency, and we want to do something special for those students who are choosing, it's always a choice, to get better and better at a language. So the very next year, we like to step into things quickly in CUSD. So the very next year we offered this to our graduating seniors, and we had 25 who earned that very significant award. Well, the very next year, look what happened. So we very quickly helped our students see that this was something worth pursuing. And I'm very proud to say that last year in May, when our students walked across the stage, we had 152 seniors who achieved that seal. I can only imagine what the end of this year will look like, and I'm excited to be a part of that. I'm not going to show this video, but I am going to put it up for those of you that are interested in what happens to the brain during language acquisition. The benefits of having a bilingual brain are hard to argue against, right? We know the benefits of knowing another language, but the benefits to your developing brain when you are learning more than one language are very significant. So someday when you have an afternoon, this is about 7 to 8 minute video, but understanding the benefits of the bilingual brain and how language benefits every other academic area is certainly worth seeing. That's all I have to say. I really do appreciate you, again, parents and grandparents. Thank you for putting your trust in our school district for your children and your grandchildren.